Hey guys, this is Adrian, and I'm here with my buddy Steve, and we are back. We're back with the Tide podcast. It took the world ending, I guess, for us to have the time to actually fucking record another one of these. Um,
We are weeks away from the National Guard rolling down the streets.
yeah, right. You can see the tanks. You can see the tanks coming in. The bodies being stacked up.
Right? They're already setting up parking garages as triage.
Yeah, so
It's,
it's getting a little funky out there now. How's
yeah,
how's California looking?
I honestly miss the days where, like, was it like 2 months ago? Some, somebody, I forget his name. He's kind of an idiot. He's got this orange face. He said that this whole thing was a hoax, and I kind of want to harken back to that day where we could playfully make fun of this stuff at work when people would order Coronas, and I'd be able to laugh at it. But we've kind of surpassed that. I don't think it's a hoax anymore. It's
Yes,
actually getting bordering scary here.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So I'm kind of those of you guys that don't know, Steve actually works as a bartender, and I am very surprised at how long they let you guys stay open. Like, what was that shit like towards the last few days?
Here's the thing. Not only am I a bartender, I'm a bartender in the one city in Orange County that would be potentially ground zero for this thing getting bad. And yesterday, when I was watching the news, they actually came up with a report with the top 10 cities in Orange County that have suffered infections. And what do you know? The city that I work in is rated number one.
Jesus
So
Christ.
I'm glad that things got to a. So it is. You've seen 28 Days Later, right?
Oh, of
Or
course.
even yeah, so 28 Days Later, Walking Dead. Remember the first episode of Walking Dead? Grimes, he gets shot, and he goes into a coma, and he wakes up, and he's in a dystopia.
Yeah.
So a couple weeks ago, I had actually several months ago, I took some time off from work because it was a very busy holiday season, and I really wanted to uh, take some time during the slow season to just take some time off and just have a little stay-at-home vacation, get some things done around the house, and just kind of overall sit on the couch and be lazy because I worked my butt off during the holiday season. It was maddening how busy it was. And during this time, as while this thing was still being portrayed as a hoax, I would you know how I am. I tend to joke about things. So when
Right.
I would be in my well, we have the beer box that they're really good at. I'm over there and I'm selling bottled beers, and I started making funny little uh, personalized beer labels for the bottled beer out of bar napkins. And people would order Corona, and I would take a napkin, I'd write virus beer on it with a smile. I'd be very tongue in cheek, and I'd roll the bottle up around the napkin so it looked like it was a almost like a coaster, and I'd hand it to people, and everybody would get a chuckle and laugh, and they'd give me a bunch of money, and that was my job. So as things are becoming a little bit more than rumor, is when I started, is when my time off started, and again, I was off for a total of 5 days. Just loafed around the house, got some things done. Just needed some personal time to just get things handled.
Right.
And I'm on a group text, and group text started blowing up a little bit with my coworkers, like, oh my God, the rumors, blah, 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 blah. This is when things started to reach that boiling point in California. So, um, my girlfriend's work closed down, I believe, the Saturday. So, the Friday 2 or 3 weeks ago was her last day at her work before they decided to pull the plug.
Yeah,
And
they stayed
I had
open
to
way
do,
longer than I expected to. Like that one.
right,
Yeah.
right. And I mean, I can't cast any blame because our system, because of some idiot in some particular house that happens to be white stripped the pandemic response team from. He made that no longer a tool for us to utilize in case something like this happened. So there's seems like wherever you go, it's different information. Meanwhile, this guy is trying to play down the severity of just how bad this thing is. So I ended up going back to work on St. Patrick's Day,
Right.
and I'm okay. Here I come back to work, and this is when things start to go meltdown, I would say. So I get to work, and I honestly, when I show up to work, man, I put my headphones on. I just quietly open. I do my thing. I'm just quietly doing my thing. The manager that was on duty that day was a manager that I'm really cool with, and I walked up to him and I'm like, "Hey, man, how you doing? What's the plan of attack? What are we doing?" And he said, "I don't know, man. I don't know." And normally he's like really uppity. He's really fun. Just I love the guy. Today it was, or that particular day, he was glued to his phone. He's like, "I don't know. I don't know. Just I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you when I know something, but right now I don't know." It's like, okay, man, I'm not going to bug you. This is my first day back after 5 days, and things are not where I left them. So so I started going about the process of opening the bar, and meanwhile my boss is on the phone. And usually when I show up to work, if I'm opening, we show up to work 45 minutes before opening, and it takes us about 45 minutes to an hour to really get things set up. It's not like we open the doors and there's like an explosion of people at the door during the slow season. So if you don't get everything done in 45 minutes, and you have a couple little things, whichever. So
Right.
I'm opening the bar, and my boss came up to me and he said, "Okay, well, I'm awaiting word from the Orange County Board of Supervisors. They're having an emergency meeting right now to determine whether or not the stores like us are going to remain open." It's like, okay, so do I keep opening the bar? Do I not? He said, just for now, just keep opening the bar. Just act as if we're just going to open regularly. And it's like, okay. So as I'm at the bar, there's all these signs up saying that we're now on reduced hours and blah blah blah, coronavirus. So we have the signs at the bar, just in
Yeah.
the acrylic sign holders. Like, okay, that's interesting. Actually, I forgot to mention this. A couple weeks prior, I'm sorry, the week prior, I went on my 5-day hiatus when this thing was becoming a little bit more of a conversation piece than rumor. They had us disinfect everything in our restaurant. Everything, all the every page of every menu. Um, this was actually on the first Super Tuesday
Okay.
that this happened. So Tuesdays can I like Tuesdays because I'll get my regulars in, and I'll have like a little bit of a rush for maybe like an hour or two, and I'll make a pretty decent chunk of money off the regulars, and then it's dead the rest of the day. But in this particular case, there was nobody in the store. There was 0 people, and I had to essentially go page by page and disinfect with the antiviral Clorox wipes, the kind that actually target cold and flu virus.
Okay.
Wipe down, and it took me my entire shift to wipe down every single menu, every single thing in this bar, every
Jesus.
drink menu, every food menu, every like folded item that we have on display for people to touch. I had to disinfect all of it. So that was Super Tuesday, and it was so dead. I think I walked out that day with like $35 out of an 8-hour shift. That's bad. Because normally on a Tuesday I'll walk out with like 100, maybe 130. So
Damn.
it was that dead. And whether it be because of Super Tuesday or the fear slowly becoming a reality, who knows? So that was like the only up until my hiatus and coming back on St. Patty's Day. That was my only experience, and you know how I am. I always try to make light of things.
Yeah.
If you can get a smile out of a shitty situation, then that's better than being miserable and depressed about it. Just
Yeah,
kind of
for sure.
embrace it. So St. Patty's Day rolls in, and my boss at about 10:30 ish, 10:30, 10:45, he comes up to me and he says, "Okay, Orange County Board of Supervisors said that to go orders only, all bars, everything, no more than 10 people. Just he's laying down all these rules." And it's like, okay, well, this is a huge building.
Yeah,
You've been to my work. It is a very, very big building,
absolutely.
and we can hold a little bit more than 10 people. so so it's like, okay, well, do I? And we're not exactly known for our to-go orders either. Like, we're
Yeah,
not going to open up massive building for to-go orders. It's completely unfeasible. So this is when it started to become a little bit scary, I guess, because now it's starting to affect me.
right.
And my boss said, okay, well, these are the rules. This is what they just said right now for your county. I'm going to message the managers to see what our course of action is. So he messaged the managers, and the reply was something to the effect of, well, usually when people put these orders in place, they don't go into effect until the next day. So let's open our doors and hope for the best. Okay, that was my boss's reaction was kind of priceless at this moment, because he just kind of had this "Are you freaking kidding me?" look on his face, and he just is kind of like, "All right, well, guess unlock the doors," and he just walked off to the back. So okay, cool. Let's bring them all in, guys. On St. Patty's Day, let's bring them all in. So we open the doors, and we normally have so for a morning shift, we'll have one person working. Uh, well, I'm sorry, we'll have two people working the bar. So I'm usually, in this particular day, I was at the Viewpoint Bar, which is like our sports bar. That's one as you walk in, it's up top, and then you have the Midway Bar. That's obviously the one in the arcade. And on this particular day, my coworker, who I'm really cool with, he was over there, and we were just both kind of like, all right, well, I know everything is deep clean because I've been getting the text messages from everybody on the 5 days I've been off that everything is spotless. So I'm not going to waste my time doing double work when it doesn't really work that way. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit here with my happy self and just be all teeth and grins. So I was told that, so we'll have the two people working the bars, and then we'll have, depending on the day, we'll have one person acting as a server, and then we'll have usually a food runner, or sometimes we don't have a food runner. On this day, we didn't have a food runner, which is no big deal because it's slow enough, but whatever. So on this day, they called off our server support, so it was just the two bartenders with no food runner. So it was just
Yeah.
myself and my coworker for this giant building. So there's a little thing about me that some people may know, some people might not know, but everybody's going to know right now. I am a bartender. I absolutely hate serving tables. I will serve the same people at the bar, but if that group decides to get up and sit at the table, I immediately lose interest. I am not a waiter slash server person. I'm a bartender. They're two completely different things. There's different attitudes that you can have at the bar versus at the table. I'm not a good tableside server. That's just how I am. So when I heard that I was going to have to be server for potentially this massive building, that made me a little grumpy. Like, I wasn't thrilled about it, but say, all right,
Were they going to
I'll
give
make
you like
this
an
work.
electric bike or anything to travel around with? At least.
Just a segue,
Yeah.
a little segue. Because honestly, you get your steps in at my work. You like,
Yeah.
especially in Midway, with just you get your steps in. And there are times where I'd come in as the relief bartender, and the opener is just beaten down and exhausted because they probably walked 7 miles in their 4 hours shift since I arrived. So I'm kind of like, all right, we open the doors, and there isn't really anybody at the spectrum. Like there are a couple people walking by, but it was starting to thin out a little bit. So maybe 10 minutes goes by, and I'm still trying to ask my boss. It's like, okay, well, we're open. Are we just doing to-go orders? Are we doing dine-in orders? Like, what is the plan here? And he said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So as I'm having this conversation with my boss, I'm walking back and forth between the back area and my bar. This young couple walks in. They're wearing touristy Disney shirts. They're young, probably they're in their early 20s. They got big shit-eating grins, and they're just walking into Dave and Buster's. And I'm watching them do this. And they sit in what we call the sports section, the sports lounge, and that's at the very bottom, like the farthest away from me. And here they are walking into this giant empty building, kind of looking around like, where is everybody? And I'm just watching them. I'm not moving from my bar. I'm just watching them. They're like, and they called out to me. It's like, hey, is there anybody serving right now? And I kind of smiled. It's like, yeah, that'd be me. You guys are coming over here. Like, so I managed to talk them into coming and sitting at the bar, and I was explaining to them the situation. And at the same point, it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are we doing here? Like, things are getting bad. Why are you guys out right now? Acting as if there's like nothing going on. I mean, I didn't phrase it like dickish. I'm just like, hey man, so like,
What brings you
you guys
in?
look like you're on vacation. Yeah, what brings you in today? And they said, oh yeah, just everything is closed down, and we went to Disneyland like on their final day, and it was really cool. And it's like, okay, great. What are you doing here now? So it ended up being really cool, and I, of course, I had to be cheeky about it. So they brought some Clorox wipes with them, and they put it down on the bar. I said, okay, we'll play this game. So I went and got some of our blue gloves, and I used the gloves, and I took out a menu. I handed them the menu, and we were taking fun little selfies with it. Like, okay, hee hee. No, what was it? St. Patty's Day 2020, Dave and Buster's under quarantine. So I still wasn't sure about the food situation, and after I talked to my boss again, he said that we are serving food. I said, okay, so I went back to the couple. I told them, okay, I talked to my boss. We're still serving food. If you guys want to get drinks, that's fine. It's just things are developing right now, and I don't know how that's going to affect us today. But as of right now, if you guys want to sit and have some food, have some lunch, have some drinks, as of right now, it is fine. And they were really cool, and they sat with me, and we chit chat for a little bit. We took some fun selfies. I had because I make Jello shots for when I'm in the beer box,
Yeah.
and I had some leftover green Jello shots. And how fitting is it that it's St. Patty's Day during the rev up of a pandemic, and I have green Jello shots that I have in giant 50cc syringes. I'm going to have fun with that. But if there ever was a moment for me to use those in a Bobby Hill style form of hilarity, it's going to be on this moment. 'Twas on this day, Adrian, my friend. So I took out a bottle of Corona, and I got one of the Jello shots, and I'm pretending to inject the Corona with the 50cc Jello shot that's bright green for St. Patty's Day, and they thought it was hilarious, and they were taking fun little selfies with it. We're taking selfies with each other. They decided to not get anything to eat, and they left. And more people started coming in, and that's what like there's this one couple that came in, like kind of a like mom and dad age couple came in, and they were all decked out with their uh, St. Patrick's Day beads, and they were completely decked out. They were wearing the funny green shirts, and they wanted to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I was like, okay, I'll have fun with this. So I sat at the bar for like maybe 3 or 4 hours, and we were just giggling and laughing about how ridiculous it is that this is how we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
Actually had a decent amount of people come in. Like it wasn't busy by any stretch, but for what was going on, it was busier than I thought it would be. But it was still dead enough to where we can I can kind of escape and go to the Midway bar and kind of talk to my coworker to just kind of figure out how things are going to progress. So as the day went on, my boss came up to me and he said, "Okay, the official announcement is that we're closing our doors at 10 o'clock and we're going to reopen on the April 1st." It's like, okay, 2-week vacation. I like that. So finished out the rest of the day. Um, made a decent amount of money. Everybody seemed to have a reasonably good time, all things considered. Again, I try to be entertaining about certain things, and yeah, I made some decent money. But it was surreal, Adrian, because there were some people who just acted like it wasn't a big deal, and unfortunately, there's such mixed messaging right now between an orange-faced moron versus everybody else in the world, and it's kind of led to some mismessaging that I'll even admit I wasn't taking seriously at first. So we are now completely closed. So essentially, I asked my boss, like, well, is there any preparation or anything I need to do? Because if we're going to be closing for 2 weeks, there's got to be something I can do. And he said, no. Once you guys are done, you guys are done. After 10 o'clock p.m. this evening, no paid associates are allowed in the building. It's only managers who are allowed, and it's the manager's responsibility to get everything hunkered down so we can write this out. That was like the official word.
So like salary people or whatever.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. Um, it is now, I believe, day 10 of my at-home imprisonment. I got to say, it's pretty dire. I know you're a vegan. Totally respect that. But this morning, in this dystopian future that we're now in, I was forced to have a T-bone steak this morning, and I didn't have the proper salad dressing for my salad, so I had to eat my salad with no dressing, and it was kind of awful. These are truly signs of the apocalypse. No, we didn't have any ranch, and normally I like the strawberry vinaigrette, and we didn't have any strawberry vinaigrette for my salad this morning. Adrian, it's miserable.
Couldn't even crush up some Skittles or something. Just fry them up in the frying pan. A little bit of olive oil.
So, so it has been just a pinch short of cartoonish, Adrian, with how people are reacting to this.
Yeah.
Like the toilet paper thing is boggling to me. Like, I think I have like 6 rolls left. We're down to our last pack, and if I need to get more, that means I have to wake up extra early and stand in line for an hour to get.
For an opportunity to be gouged by a grandma.
Right.
Just cracked behind the knee with like a walker.
Right. So, you're familiar with the city that I live in.
Yeah.
And the grocery store across the street, which is the high-end grocery store, like this is where all the rich people shop. Adrian, it was picked bone dry. There was no produce. There was no meat. There certainly wasn't any toilet paper. The freezer section was completely picked over. There was nothing in the store.
Jesus.
And it's like, okay, well, I'm hungry. So what am I to do? Um, so that was a bit surreal. And then I've been going to God. We went to the Walmart in Foothill. Jesus, Adrian, this place was borderline on feral. Like, like there was, and I have pictures on my Facebook. Their entire dairy section was completely picked dry with all but one item.
Jesus.
So out of this entire produce section with all the milk and whatnot, there was just one facing of goat milk that nobody had touched. So it's good to know where people draw the lines in the apocalypse. Goat milk is going to be one of those things where if we have to eventually go full Rick Grimes, we're going to be drinking some goat milk.
Yeah.
So there was nothing in like the rest of the dairy section. There was no eggs. There was no cheese. There's nothing. As far as the meat section goes, again, the entire wall was completely bone dry, with the exception of like the weird fish that nobody would eat. So, like rockfish or something. I don't know what it was, but it was some sort of white fish. And then at the other end, there was a bag of chicken necks. No, I'm sorry, turkey necks. There was a bag of turkey necks. So, along with our goat milk, we're going to have to survive off questionable fish and turkey necks. And on top of that, let's say during the apocalypse you get hungry, you don't want that for breakfast. Okay, well, there's a big assortment of Jolly Rancher and Peeps cereal. Yep, yep, Peeps cereal is but Jolly Rancher cereal, Adrian, they had that by the treasure troves in this place. And Peeps cereal.
Skittlebrow.
The bread section was completely picked over. Of course, there was no toilet paper.
Yeah.
And I made a habit of, now that we're in the apocalypse, to just conserve toilet paper. I'm going to go in public more often, so I'm using their butt paper and
Yeah.
conserve mine. So, I hate doing that, but you know what? If I have to use that single ply that you just have to wrap around your hand like
Oh.
5 or 6 times
Yeah.
to make sure thorough cleaning, that's why they make the rolls so big. So
It's probably why or maybe this will be what revives the newspaper industry. Just just having that readily available.
right. So this is the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
I see. They have that classified section there, son. So,
Oh, the new Heathcliff.
so what?
Marmaduke, what are you
I've
up
been
to?
thinking about it because, so unfortunately, where I live, there's not a lot of those Asian markets, those big like
Yeah.
ethnic supermarkets, and I'm trying to think of like where is a market like that around this area?
You're gonna have to go up
And I
to
remember,
Irvine or Tustin probably.
so actually, there's a couple that have been here so long that I didn't even. I mean, I realized that they were there, but it's like, oh, I remember now. So off of Crown Valley and Marguerite, if you're going towards Mission Viejo Mall, there's the Mission Viejo Animal Shelter, and it's
Yeah.
this weird little turnoff. And then there's like a Home Depot, and there's like a storage facility that's there.
Yeah.
They have a world market, or like a one of those world markets. It's not actually world market, but it's one of those like ethnic grocery stores. And I realized I was like, you know what? I bet they have food there. So like the hunter gatherer that I have now become, I load myself up and I drive out to the dystopian of Orange County to try to find some food. So I go to this
Straight up
market
Mad Max
and
style. Spraying all that fucking silver fucking spray paint on your mouth. What a day.
so I so I get to the store and there's not a lot of people in the parking lot, so that's a good sign already.
Nice.
And the moment I walk in, there's a lady standing at the door and she hands me a pair of gloves. It's like, okay, okay,
Interesting.
all right.
Off to a good start.
So all right, but oh my God, Adrian, they had food.
Nice.
They had food. There wasn't a single shelf that was picked over, with the exception of the TP. There was still no toilet paper, but their produce section was completely full. Their meat section was, I'd say, about 50%. But the things that I got just a lot of, just like whole chicken and stuff. Just I was able to get a ton of food, but they still didn't have toilet paper. But as far as I was concerned, it's like, okay, I hit the jackpot. So it's a tiny bit of a drive from where I'm at, not kind of, sort of. So like, okay, well, there must be something that's closer. So off of Los Alisos, if you're driving from your parents' house, Los Alisos towards Geronimo, over by where that Target is, there's a shopping center with the 24-hour fitness. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's another ethnic market in there, and that I've never been in, but I'm aware of it. So we decided to go and check that place out, Adrian. They had food,
Yeah.
but they didn't have toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing a trend here. Like, there's everything else, but there's no toilet paper.
It's going to be the currency of the future.
Right? And here I am saving my bottle caps like Fallout. So,
yeah. Nuka-Cola and shit.
Right? Nuka-Cola. So, when Yvette and I grabbed a couple things, and as we're checking out, I guess they had like a bunch of flowers or something, and the lady at the checkout stand said, "Oh, we're giving away free flowers." It's like, "Oh, okay." So we grabbed just like a pot of flowers that they're giving away for whichever reason. So we got free flowers. So I guess that was pretty neat. And then there's actually a little Mexican market in RSM that's right down the street from me.
Okay.
And we went to go check that place out. And they actually had it's very small, but they had plenty of food. But they still didn't have toilet paper. So we yeah, it's been pretty nuts. But there's been a lot of people just out and about, just going on walks, and it's kind of nice to see that. Like I kind of blame myself. I should be going out more and just doing our nightmare run, just getting out of the house. So we just got a new dog. She's super cute. She's currently chewing at her blanket right now. And we've been going for walks around the lake, and it's been nice. It's just people are just outdoors. I went to the grocery store over by the lake down the street from me, the Ralphs.
Yeah.
And it was less picked over. Still no toilet paper. It was less picked over for like the major food chains. And they have actually things on the ground that tell people where to stand to wait in line to be checked out.
Oh yeah. I think we're starting to have that now too.
and there'll be one guy that will kind of usher people to where they need to go. And I uploaded, I think I uploaded a picture of this the other day, where it says social distancing, and then there's a little handwritten thing or hand typed thing on the bottom that said, "Turn around and say something nice to the person behind you." It's like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" So just little levities like that are what I appreciate. It's like, yeah, it sucks, guys, but just turn around, say something nice to the poor bastard behind you that's going through the same thing that you're going through. I like that. So it was weird. So yesterday, there's a pet store place right across the street. We took our dog for a walk across the street to get her some new toys because she just gobbles up everything. Like the toys that are meant to be like the tough toys, she can rip through in 5 minutes. Like she finds ways to do it. So the Bevmo that I used to work at had a line outside the door, and they were letting people in one at a time to get their booze.
Jesus.
That's nuts.
A pretty decently
I
sized store too.
Yeah, they had, and granted, it wasn't a big line of people, but there was maybe 6 people standing in line, all socially distanced. Well, the boss was out there asking people what they wanted, then they would usher people in, one at a time or whatever, to do their shopping, and then let them out and bring the next ones in. That's nuts. When I went to Best Buy about a week ago, and Jesus, Adrian, I swear, it was the craziest thing. This is the Best Buy in Lake Forest, right off the freeway. You
Yeah,
know which one
yeah,
that is?
yeah.
Okay, so went to that Best Buy, and I got an email from them saying that starting on a certain date, that they're only going to have
Curbside pickup.
curbside assistance.
Yeah. I think that
Yeah,
was
try to
probably
pick
like
up.
Monday or Tuesday because we heard about that too over here.
Okay, so I drive to Best Buy to exchange my keyboard, and I park, and they have the Easy Up canopies out front.
Yeah.
They have they have a few employees outside. They're all wearing the reflector vests, and I walk up and I have the keyboard that I got the warranty on. I'm like, hey, I just got this. I got the warranty. Just want to exchange it. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, and you know, if you're an employee working through this type of thing, and these are the lengths that you're having to go through to just maintain like your job and like the sanctity of the company,
Yeah.
it's got to be both the funniest, worst thing that's ever happened to you. Like, it's like it sucks, but at some point, that's one of those things where coming out of this, a lot of people are going to be laughing like, Jesus, like, so there's a guy in this big truck. This guy clearly had a little pecker between his legs. He had just one of those just grotesquely large trucks,
Yeah.
and he looked like kind of a tiny little dude. And I'm standing there at the front of Best Buy over by this canopy, and I'm just talking to the people. I gave my information to a lady, and she had to go and check the computer system for my information. So I'm sitting there waiting. I'm trying to just playfully talk to the Best Buy employees, and one of them brings out a Bluetooth speaker and starts playing some music, and they start playing Devil Went Down to Georgia, and that's a great song. This is one of those songs where when it plays, people are going to start singing it. It's like up there with Bohemian Rhapsody or My Girl, or not My Girl,
Caroline.
Stand By Me.
Or,
Yeah, Caroline. It's just one of those songs where people will just chime in. So one of the Best Buy employees was wearing a cowboy hat. It's like, oh man, you got to bust that up, and you got to do something out here to entertain us. So we all started singing "Devil Went Down to Georgia." It was really fun. So as we're all here doing this, there's a guy parked in his truck, like to my left, maybe like 4 or 5 stalls down, and I hear him calling out like, "Hi, hi!" And he's like, I look and kind of waves, and I'm like, "Hey, who are you?" And he eventually drives. He pulls his truck up, and I guess they gave him the wrong type of hair cutter. Like he wanted something like a buzzer to cut
Oh,
his hair, but
you're
gave him
right.
a beard trimmer instead. And he was kind of angry about it. Like he had just bought it, and I guess they gave him the wrong thing. It's like, okay, that happens, but this guy was weirdly upset that they gave him the wrong like form of haircutting. Luna, get out of the room. It's my dog. Luna, come here, doggy. You don't get to chew on everything. Come here, puppy. So as this is going on, I hear a helicopter, and this isn't like a normal helicopter. This has like a base to it. And it has percussion to it. It's a loud helicopter. Christ, I wish I got a video of it, Adrian. I wish I got a video of it because I hear this thing, and you know Pendleton's right down the street. I'm used to
Yeah.
them doing drills and whatnot, which I'll get to that story next. This big ass military helicopter flies overhead with the Red Cross on it.
Okay.
So it's a medical helicopter. This thing flies right above us. It just kind of thunders away. It's like, oh, okay, you know, here's a big military helicopter. Kind of, oh, it's a military helicopter. It's a military medical helicopter. Oh,
That's a
thanks
good
for
sign.
reminding me that the world is ending. Like, it's bad enough that I'm having curbside assistance at a Best Buy trying to exchange my keyboard while Dickless in his monster truck is complaining that he didn't get the proper type of grooming mechanism for his hair. Here's the United States Army just reminding everybody that, hey, by the way, this is happening. It was just a very weird little moment. So, um, so that happened, and so we everything in California kind of went into lockdown uh, last Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would say on Thursday or Friday in the evening, I hear again helicopters, like loud helicopters, and I hear them circling. I was like, all right, that's weird. Why are you doing? Why are you choosing to do this now? Like, what is going on that you you guys feel it necessary to be taking your toys out and flying circles around my city? Like, what is going on? So I go outside to try to see what's going on. I think I text you about this.
Yeah.
There was I could hear the helicopters, but I couldn't see the helicopters. And that kind of worried me a little bit because usually things that fly have lights and whatnot, and you can see them.
Right.
And I'm looking up, like I can't hear it, so I'm trying to pinpoint where the actual helicopter is. And finally, I see it, and this thing was flying without its lights on. And it's like, okay, that's weird. And then by the time I pulled my phone out and tried to get a video of it, it had already kind of flown past the tree line, like it was already obscured. But then following behind that helicopter, there's a second helicopter, but this one had its lights on. And then it was kind of the helicopter without its lights on was maybe 1,000 feet ahead of the second helicopter, and the second helicopter was flying at about maybe like the 5 o'clock position from the lead helicopter without the lights on.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, so I see them fly off, and they're doing wide circles around the city. And as I'm watching this, and it was very rainy. It's been a very rainy couple of weeks. The weather's been crappy. As I'm seeing these helicopters just flying around through the rain and the clouds, I thought I saw a UFO. Just a very bright object in the sky, and it looked like it was kind of pulsating a little bit. So in my head, here's these helicopters doing very strange maneuvers over my city during a pandemic, and oh look, there's like some UFO oogie boogie going on over there. What the hell is going on? God damn it, Adrian! Once I finally came to my senses, I realized, oh, that's just freaking Venus. Like I fell for it. I'm one of the people, one of the millions of people in this world that confused Venus as a freaking UFO.
Were you also inebriated at the time?
I choose to decline that answer. But But
Plead the
had
fifth.
it been any other night, had it been any other evening, I would have looked up and been like, "Oh, cool, there's Venus, neat." But because with everything else going on,
Right.
my brain at that moment thought, "Oh my God, this is like some Tom Cruise level shit that's going on right now."
Some War of the Worlds shit.
Right? Look, there's gonna be exploding bodies all around me. Just so, it eventually subsided, but um, God, I went for a walk yesterday, just taking the dog for a walk at the park, and everything is all caution taped off. Like they're not even allowing people to go to parks or anything anymore. Um, it's unnerving, but I get it. It's just such a weird virus where you can contract it and not know about it for 2 weeks before it starts showing symptoms, and during that time, like you can infect a bunch of people without knowing, and it can be asymptomatic, where you just or symptomatic where you don't realize you have it. It's a very sneaky virus. So actually, have you seen? I forget what country it's in, but it's one of these European countries where the local mayors are actually going out themselves and yelling at people for being out in public. Have you seen that?
No, but I have seen videos from India of just the cops wearing like those like surgical masks just going around with sticks and fucking hitting people that are out in the streets. It's fucking hilarious.
So, it, God, I forget what country it is. It's like Poland, maybe, or
Okay.
Sweden. One of those European countries. Mayors, actual mayors of cities, are going out and they're like, "Hey, what the fuck you doing, mate? Get the fuck fine, boy. What the hell you doing?" Just calling people out. It is the funniest thing to see. Like, if you want something done right, if the news and police and everybody is, if you're not going to listen to them, well, guess what? Here's your mayor storming at you while you're just quietly enjoying your time at the beach. Here's some angry Polak coming up to you and be like, "Oi!" I can do a Polak voice, but like, what the fuck you doing? Get inside. That is the best Polak voice I can do. So it's it's crazy, man. But the memes have been hysterical. Again, I'm looking at one right now that I'm going to send you. Please check your messages immediately after I send this.
Okay.
Um, again, it's stupid, but this is what I really like. Let me know when you get that.
Okay.
So, honestly, I'm currently watching Blade Runner because I realized I've never actually seen Blade Runner.
The first one or the second one or either?
Neither. I've never seen Blade Runner.
Oh shit. Yeah, great
So
movies for
yeah,
sure.
so I'm watching that now. I've watched my Marvel movies. I was going to watch some Harley Quinn. I was going to catch up on some writing. Going to do some stuff around the house, and it's going to be fun. Just hunker down, man. Hunker down and write it out.
Ride the snake.
You're right. To just oh man. So yeah,
Yeah.
you saw that meme that I said. It's not even a
Yeah.
meme. It's just a
Yeah.
so
Pretty good.
so to describe it to the fours of people that'll watch this. There's a there's a section from a supermarket that is a bunch of hot dog buns, and there's a sales sign on it that says four for $5. But next to the four for $5 sign, there says limit 3 bread items per customer. It's stupid, but it's just a sign of the apocalypse. Uh, so how's it in Denver? How have you and the missus been coping? You have created a sparring dummy for yourself, which looks actually pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I've been
I mean, fairly same as what you've been going through. We actually were able to
Getting
get uh we well actually not for the food obviously since like you mentioned I am vegan so that stuff has been pretty easy to come by for me. I've for the most part I've been able to get all the same stuff that I normally do.
right.
But I did have kind of the same experience as you in terms of being of going to the Asian market, and that's where I found like a ton of stuff, like all sorts of tofu, all sorts of produce. I was like, fuck yeah, and I went and just loaded up, just got a ton of shit. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
My work has not shut down whatsoever. We have been deemed a essential service, so
Okay.
I've still been going to the office every day, well, every weekday. So I'm still having to make that drive up there, which has not been that bad at all since there's like no traffic at all. So I'm getting to work
Right.
in like 15 minutes and I'm getting home in like 15 minutes where usually sometimes it takes 30, sometimes 40 minutes to get back home, and if there's any kind of traffic it can take me upwards of an hour or so. But now I'm just like flying down the streets.
How many miles do you work from your house?
I think it's like between 20 and 30 miles, I think.
Okay, so that'd be like from me driving to like Disneyland or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah,
So,
and it's just anytime there's any kind of traffic, it's just it becomes like a shit show. So pretty much the same that
right,
you would experience if you're heading up there and you get any kind of traffic.
right. So, um, how's the TP? How's your toilet paper situation? I vote that we adopt the three shelves and just start building our way towards utopia here.
We're good on that. We were able to get some.
Like, do you think they toilet paper in Star Trek, or did they come up with some more practical means of using just wads of paper?
They probably like I'd assume that they came up with some kind of technology that just fucking like teleports it away or some shit. And
Right?
it's just like a room that it just transports to. And then they make one of the aliens or one of the robots like go in and like blast it out the doors or some shit.
They have data do it.
Yeah.
He has no soul.
Or they just like stick their ass outside of the ship and just go that way. Just shoot it out into space.
like the sailors of old,
Yeah.
just hang their butts off the edge.
Yeah.
She what? What?
So I've been checking this since yesterday. I managed to get us an Amazon order.
Uh-huh.
For some reason it said they couldn't deliver toilet paper to us because it kept saying we can't deliver to your address.
Hold on. I think Yvette may have be onto something here from Amazon. Go on.
So I'm like,
Breaking
okay,
news.
toilet paper. What about the wipes?
Okay.
So I looked at our baby wipes and I tried putting some in the cart
Uh-huh.
and it worked.
Okay.
So we have a delivery of 6 packs of baby wipes coming tomorrow morning.
Okay, Adrian, breaking news.
You
And the
got
one for
wipes?
Okay, so for those of you watching, breaking news. Here is a loophole to the butt paper uh, epidemic of 2020.
For some reason it kept saying like they couldn't deliver to our address. And I'm like, why not?
Because we have reached our maximum allotment of TP usage.
Yesterday I was trying to place an order and it said you had to get a time window, and I was having trouble getting a time window, so I looked up online about time windows because there was a Reddit thread.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to keep trying different times because they open up sort of randomly.
Okay.
And then when I tried again right now, there was windows open, and I was like, cool. Hit a window, and it said it'll hold it for 60 minutes. I'm like, cool. So I need to order shit like now.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get the toilet paper, and it keeps telling me we can't deliver to your address. Fuck. So even though it said it was in stock,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, all right, baby wipes are the same shit. Let's try that. No.
Okay. So
One packet of 4 wipes, like kind of like the ones we had before.
Okay.
They're just random. It's called Baby Organic, things like that. But 4 packages of 100 each.
So we have a means too.
By Pampers.
Okay, so here's the loophole, ladies and gentlemen. You'll hear it here first. For a thorough cheek cleaning, use baby wipes instead. So start off with baby wipes and then double the bag, like come at the end with like the dry toilet paper just to make sure everything is all nice and patted down back there. But lead with the baby wipes, folks. There are plenty of baby wipes in stock at Amazon. Order now. There's the loophole.
Well, there's toilet paper, but it just depends on your address. They just said they couldn't ship to ours.
What the hell do we do? We're Prime members.
I think you just got lucky. You got it on the right time.
It really has to be delivery. Like if there are actually people in your area or like the area that are.
I feel like there's going to be a movie about these Amazon delivery drivers. What was that old movie from the 90s, The Postman?
Oh yeah.
Or he still got the mail going?
Or like that fucking Death Standing game.
Yeah, right?
Those poor bastards that are fucking delivering Taco Bell to us right now.
It's just Norman Reedus just carrying some Charmin Ultra across the ridge.
It literally is like Norman Reedus that brings it to your house.
Oh yeah.
Rick is riding the horse. Mm-hmm. So they didn't have somebody riding the horse, but they literally had the empty walkway in Atlanta.
Oh really?
Empty freeway, there was nothing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were able to create it because it was literally empty.
Okay, so for the two people that will watch and laugh at this, somebody, Adrian, take to the internets, have somebody Photoshop a picture of Norman Reedus from Dead Stranding instead of that weird baby monster that just, okay, Hideo, we get it, you're weird. Just have that be toilet paper. Just have those crates on his back just be full of Charmin Ultra.
while carrying a chalupa.
Right?
He's got to make 2 stops.
We're gonna have butt wipes. Right. So he just has like Uber Eats and Grubhub just stickers on them.
Just delivering pho.
Right. That's funny.
They truly are the greatest heroes.
Right. So I'd imagine in some time from now that there's going to be a movie based off this where it's going to be the unsung heroes of the Postmates delivery drivers or the Grubhub delivery drivers, and it's going to be like the movie The Postman.
Yeah.
It was a box office flop. Who was in that movie? That was
Kevin Costner or something.
Yeah, Kevin Costner. Yes. Oh man, it's just it's funny watching like all of the late night show people doing their shtick from their house.
Yeah.
Because what's weird is that when there's no laugh track, when there's no audience laughing, it doesn't seem as funny. Like I love Stephen Colbert, but when I'm watching him without the laugh track, it's like without people laughing with me, it's like okay, all right. So I don't know. It's just it is such a world we live in now. What a time to be alive, Adrian.
Indeed.
So, so what else is life like in Denver? How's the weather been? Has it been snowing?
So we got a little bit of rain yesterday that turned into a little bit of snow, but I think it's gone now. It's been kind of fucking up my runs because since all the gyms are closed, I've just been doing like runs outdoors. And then coming in and doing like a bunch of wrestling workouts in my living room and bedroom, just pacing back and forth like a maniac, just wrestling.
Like a coyote.
Yeah, just wrestling with my demons. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I've been doing to keep in shape. Just a lot of like at home stuff, and like you mentioned, I finally put together my grappling dummy, and I've got some mats that are coming to my house that are gonna be helpful, but they got delayed a little bit because of the whole epidemic. So they should have been here by now, but now I think it's gonna be like another couple weeks before they open up that area that's gonna allow them to actually ship them out. So yeah, I'm still waiting on those. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to keep busy, trying to keep sane. Um,
So at some point, Adrian, we need to figure this out. We'll find a way to make this work. You and I need to have a phone call together where we watch Space Madness.
Space Madness, yeah, for sure.
But life will find a way, but we need to find a way for the two of us to just watch Space Madness together during this pandemic. I think
Yeah.
that'd be perfectly fitting.
Yeah, that could definitely be a future episode that we do too.
Boiled football leather.
Yeah. I think that's on Hulu, isn't it? Might
It
be.
might be.
If not, shit, I don't know if I have it here. I definitely have the first Ren and Stimpy season on DVD. Um,
I have it on VHS in the man
yeah,
cave. But
yeah,
we should do a Ren and Stimpy Space Madness watch along party.
yeah. Get a Zoom going or some shit.
Right. You know what we can do? I can Facebook Live it,
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
and you can watch it while simultaneously being on the phone with me.
Right,
Yeah, we can do that.
for sure.
Just something like that.
Yeah,
'Cause
we'll get that going one of these weeks. I think we're gonna be in for a bit.
right. And so, uh, with my girlfriend, they originally wanted to reopen Disney on April 1st,
Ah,
April Fool.
yeah,
Um, so they're now projecting. They said that they're going to be paying their employees until was it April 19th, I think. So Universal was the one to initially make this move because Disney said that they were going to pay their employees until the first. It's like okay, and then after that, they didn't say what would happen after that. I guess they were hoping that things would hopefully blow over, and they haven't. We haven't even hit the peak yet.
yeah.
Um, it's actually scary. They're saying that we're probably not going to hit the peak for another 2 or 3 weeks,
Mm,
and then after that, we still need to come down from it. And how much of a come down do we need to hit before we can start reopening things? So it's not like okay, everything's coming down, let's reopen. It's like no, when do we actually get to get back into
Go back to
society?
normal. Yeah,
It's weird how this whole thing is going to work. So it originally started with all the big things closing, and it kind of worked its way down to the smaller businesses. When the world finally reopens, it's going to be the opposite. It's going to be the small businesses opening back up towards the bigger businesses. So Pizza Hut's going to open before Disneyland reopens, I
yeah,
think.
absolutely.
Um, so they said that they're going to pay their employees extended through April 19th, April 18th, April 19th is what I think. Universal is the 18th and Disney's the 19th, or Universal's the 19th, Disney's the 18th, whichever. Um, that just goes as far as payment. We're not going to be through with this thing by that point. Not if they're projecting that'll be about the time that this thing reaches its peak if things don't slow down. And that's what's scary is that we don't know just how many people have it because it's such a sneaky virus. And the fact that we're not getting the testing done to figure out who exactly has it so they can all be on lockdown, it's
Yeah,
kind of nuts. But it's a little concerning, just a pinch. But again, all we can do is just make the best of it.
yeah, yeah.
And I've been lazy. I need to. I want to take the opportunity to really start writing some more. I've been really lenient on that lately. I just want to get back into it, and I've been trying. But we have this adorable new puppy who looks like a miniature big dog. He's super sweet, super
Yeah.
cute. She farts a lot.
Yeah.
This dog, you'll be sitting there and just because my house has a lot of stairs. As she's going up the stairs, you'll hear her popcorn fart up the stairs. It's super cute. She's super cute. Other than that, everybody's in relatively good health over here.
That's good, for sure.
I think the worst thing that's happened was the dog likes to eat our shoes.
Ate your headphones?
Yeah, she ate my headphones. I mean, they weren't good headphones, but they were my headphones.
Right.
But again, sure, this thing is like the worst thing to happen at the best possible time, at least for me personally, because I've been wanting to take an opportunity to kind of take a step back and kind of work on things just on a personal level. This kind of hit at like the best time for me, so I'm trying to take full advantage of it.
Yeah.
I see this as a way to kind of like soft
reset.
Reboot.
Yeah.
Like a reset. And actually, it's weirdly synonymous to like what I'm working on with my project with the Drift, where everything kind of stops and this whole universe exists within kind of like a frozen in time type thing. Just I don't know. The world is speaking to me in weird ways. I'm dialed into that weird frequency, but carpe diem, man.
Yeah, right. Sure.
I got to. This is the most food I think I've ever had in the fridge. This is the most cooking I think I've ever done in years, and it's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Like I missed that. That's one thing that I missed was being able to cook because Yvette and I work kind of weird hours, like opposite hours of each other, and I'm more the cook than she is, and that's no big deal. I like to cook, but I'm usually so tired by the time I get home, I don't want to cook, and by the time she gets home, it's already too late for me to, to do it. So the fact that I have the time now to make meals, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at the bright side of things.
Yeah, I mean,
at least what you can control.
Yeah, and again, I have a cool man cave that I can hang out in. I just picked up Dumb and Dumber on VHS for a couple of bucks off eBay, and why VHS? Because there's a charm to VHS. Like there's certain movies that I want on that format just because it just adds to its charm. One of the cool features to this Dumb and Dumber on VHS is that it has a movie trailer for the Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I don't remember what younger me thought of that Mortal Kombat movie when I saw the trailer, but I remember absolutely loving that movie as a kid.
I think it's gonna be on Netflix next week.
Nice. So
yeah, you got your quarantine plans there, people. Mortal Kombat on Netflix next week.
So I heard that they just finished production on like the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah. So they were actually able to finish that before all this shit went down. So that's one of the ones that's probably not going to be as affected. I mean, obviously it's still going to have to go through the editing process, but at least they finished filming.
Right. I'm excited for that movie.
Yeah.
Like a hard R. See, Deadpool showed the world that you can have a hard R movie and make money off of it.
Yeah.
If it's good.
Yeah.
If it's good, people will go see it. It's not about the rating. Like, certain things need to be a certain rating. Deadpool cannot be PG-13. Deadpool needs to be rated R. A good Wolverine movie needs to be rated R, not PG-13. There's just certain things that somebody like Disney with them trying to get all their toys just needs to understand that. You can market to other demographics and still make a ton of money.
Right.
And if Mortal Kombat finally embraced that, because let's face it, the original movie is really cheesy, and you don't really get the moves that they had in the game. You saw Scorpion do the "get over here" once. Never saw a fatality. It's nice that we're finally going to get that, like a true Mortal Kombat movie where people just ripping out spines. I want to see it.
Yeah. We did get the nut punch. We got the nut punch.
We did get he nut punched Goro, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
what was it? Liu Kang's bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Luke Kang, that guy annoyed me. I was really good with Luke Kang, but I freaking hate his chicken noises. Chicken. Um, yeah, that's about it. I mean, trying to just go through certain parts of the house, trying to clean things up.
Yeah.
That's about it, man. It's been good.
Yeah. Gotta stay positive during the time.
Yeah,
We're a
just
resourceful species. So we'll get through it.
so on the first night. This is when I went to Pavilions and I was trying to find some stuff for dinner. So I make uh, chicken and vegetable bowls. And what I'll do is I'll get some carrots and broccoli, I'll cut them up, and I'll throw them in my steamer with some butter, salt, pepper, and I'll steam them. I'll do some rice, and I'll take out my wok, and I'll wok up some chicken, and I make essentially like teriyaki bowls, whatever.
Okay.
And Yvette loves them. They're a pain to make because they're so messy. Just the amount of dishes that I need to make them, they're kind of a pain in the butt, but they're delicious. When I went to Pavilions, they didn't have any broccoli, they didn't have any carrots, they had a whole bunch of bell peppers, and that's about it. They didn't have anything else. It was literally that picked over. So I'm trying to think, okay, well, how am I going to do veggie bowls if I can't find the veggies?
Right.
So I um, I found some veggie platters that have the carrots, broccoli, tomatoes, celery, and I thought, okay, well, if I buy a couple of these, there's the carrots and the broccoli. I can just use those, and then the tomatoes and celery, I can just have those as snacks or give them to my rats. So that's what I ended up doing for dinner. To make
Yeah.
the veggie bowls, I bought the veggie platters, and I just took whatever I wanted out of that and threw them in the steamer, and I just saved the rest of snacks.
Nice.
So there's a way to survive, guys. There's a way to do it. So, anyways, want to wrap this up, buddy?
Yeah, yeah. I've got to get ready for something else that I'm gonna be doing shortly.
Night.
But yeah. We'll keep them going. We'll get another one in soon. I know I've got a lot of people that want to join us in on some of these, so we'll start having some
So you know what?
guests.
So we should take advantage of this moment.
Yeah.
We can do this more than once a week. We can do this shit once a day if we really wanted to.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I am still working full time. So definitely the weekends are going to be best for me. But yeah, I
right.
mean, we can start knocking these out. At least a couple on the weekends, just to have some in the in the can.
Just
To yeah, but
right. Um, now would probably be the best time to do urban exploring, and I really wanted to take another crack at that asylum.
oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I mean, just saying, it has wandered through my mind once or 3 dozen times. So
About
I'm just like,
what'll be there.
all right.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe you'll find the
now,
source
right.
or a portal, man.
Oh,
So so yeah, that'll do it for us today, guys. I would say that just make sure you guys are eating your fruits and vegetables. You know, get plenty of vitamin C, stay healthy. Like we've mentioned a few times, and like anyone that knows me, I do eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. I'm actually thriving during this during this scenario. I'm probably in like some of the best shape that I've ever been in. I could probably go to Wuhan right now and like open mouth kiss everyone like there and be completely fine.
but
um,
but would you eat the bat wing soup?
Absolutely not. That's disgusting.
So
But yeah, maybe next episode we'll talk more about our theories on the origins, like if it was something as ridiculous as batwing soup, or perhaps that medical
yes,
testing facility that was like 10 miles away from that area, or if it even just came from somewhere besides China. Like, who knows? Like, but yeah, maybe we'll get into that on the next one.
According,
Think about how you think this thing started, and we'll talk about that one next time.
my favorite is it's Bill Gates. That's my
Oh yeah,
favorite.
yeah, Bill Gates.
According to 4chan, Bill Gates is the one that started the coronavirus.
Oh, that's. You don't think I got rich by buying people out, do you? Or by writing checks? Buy them out, boys. All right, guys. That'll do it for us. Like, subscribe, all that shit. You know, hopefully they'll still be YouTube in about a week. And then we'll do another one.
There better be. I'm paying for it now. YouTube TV. Because they got rid of PlayStation View. Damn it.
Oh, that's right,
Like,
they did.
yeah. YouTube TV. Don't like the interface. Actually, guys, while you're in the apocalypse, I highly recommend Pluto TV.
Oh, Pluto
Adrian,
TV's great. Yeah.
dude, there's an entire channel dedicated to unsolved mysteries. That is mind blowing. This is like TV if a bunch of random stoners just decided to create their own TV network or like like app.
Yeah.
Like it is so random and so diverse with their selection, but it's absolutely amazing. And also take some time to check out our sponsor, InfiniteCBD.com, for all of your CBD needs. During times of the apocalypse, I know you're thinking, oh, I'm stressed out. I can't sleep well. Well, at Infinite CBD, with the promo code Tyde10, order yourself some Astro gummies and help yourself relax so we can ride on the wave together.
They also have lube too. I'm gonna I'm
For that,
I'm gonna work on getting us a dick pill sponsor too, because 'cause why not? Why not? We're gonna
why
die.
not?
We might as well be rock hard before we die.
Rock hard and lubed up.
Yep,
All right.
exactly. All right, guys. See you next week. Till then, keep watching the skis.
Adios.